Hello and welcome back to Academicscope. Today we are covering topic 3.3 in GCSE OCR Economics, fair distribution of income. So let's get started. This topic is particularly short and the specification only notes 3 things you need to be able to do. Explain what is meant by the distribution of income, including different types of income and the difference between income and wealth. You need to be able to calculate income and wealth. And you need to be able to evaluate the causes of difference in the distribution of income and wealth and the consequences of an economy. It may not seem like it, but the last point on the specification has enabled OCR to ask you 2 different types of 6-marker questions. And we'll be covering both of them today. So, as always, we start with some definitions and explanations. I would heavily recommend you memorize these so you won't lose any easy marks in the exam. Distribution of income is defined as the way income is shared out between individuals and households in an economy. Income is the reward received for providing factors of production, including labour. Distribution of wealth is the way wealth is shared out between individuals and households. Wealth is the market value of all assets owned by a person, group, or country at a specific point in time. The key difference between wealth and income is that wealth is a stock of assets, whereas income is a flow over time. Income, as I've just said, is earned over time, such as wages, whereas wealth is a stock owned at a single point in time. And it's crucial that you understand this. Different sources of income are illustrated in this table. Wages are income earned from working, and they can differ due to demand for labour, supply of labour, skill level and qualifications, and different levels of experience. Interest is income earned from saving money or lending money, for example, keeping money in a savings account or holding bonds. Rent is the income earned from owning land or property. Benefits are payments from the government to support people who have little or no income, such as job seekers' allowance. And profit is a reward for entrepreneurship and taking business risks, for example, company shareholders or business owners. These are all different sources of income that you must be familiar with for GCSE economics. In order to calculate income, you need to be familiar with the idea of gross and net income. Gross income is the income received before any taxes or deductions are taken away and before benefits are added. Net income is the income available after direct taxes and other deductions have been paid and benefits have been added. For example, if someone's gross salary is £35,000 a year and they pay £7,000 in income tax and national insurance, their net income is £35,000 minus £7,000, which is £28,000. Now, one of the 6 markers they can ask is to evaluate the causes of difference in distribution of income. For example, income from work. Most people in the UK earn income through wages and salaries. People with higher skills, qualifications, experience or productivity often earn more because employees value their labour more highly. Ownership of assets. Individuals who own assets such as property, shares or savings can earn additional income through rent, dividends and interest, meaning they receive income even when they are not working. Unemployment. These individuals usually rely on welfare benefits, which lead to lower household incomes. Education. High levels of education and specialist qualifications increase a worker's human capital, making them more productive and increasing their earning potential. Skills and experience. Workers with rare skills or many years of experience are often higher in demand and can command higher wages. More reasons are age and career progression, gender and discrimination, and the demand and supply of labour. Now, the causes of difference in distribution in wealth is a completely different question, and if you accidentally answer this for income, you will most likely gain either 0 or very little marks, so you must understand the difference. One reason is inheritance, as some individuals inherit property, business, savings, or investment. Saving. Individuals with higher incomes are generally able to save money. Over time, savings grow through interest and investment returns, increasing wealth. Property ownership. Owning property can generate wealth through rising house prices. Enterprise or entrepreneurship. Successful entrepreneurs can build substantial wealth through profits and ownership of shares of a business. Investment. Investing in shares, bonds, or other financial assets can increase wealth through capital gains and dividends. Some other reasons for causes a difference in distribution in wealth are different income levels, house price growth, and inheritance of financial knowledge, but I'd recommend using the first 5 as they are the most strong points. Now, these are the consequences or differences in distribution of income and wealth. And this is quite a common 6 marker, so I'd recommend learning some of these points and explanations. One consequence is poverty and deprivation. People on lower incomes may struggle to afford necessities such as food, heating, education, and healthcare, reducing their standard of living and quality of life. But you could evaluate this by saying some inequality can motivate individuals to work harder, gain qualifications, and become more productive in a capitalist society. Poor housing. Lower income households may live in overcrowded, poor quality housing with limited access to services and amenities. But you could evaluate this by saying government housing schemes and social housing can help reduce this problem. Another consequence is poor health. Lower income groups often have lower life expectancy, poorer diets, and higher rates of physical and mental illnesses. This can reduce productivity and increase costs for the NHS. Once again, you are able to evaluate it by saying free healthcare systems, such as the NHS, reduce the impact of income inequality on health outcomes. Some more points that are very useful to mention are inequality of opportunity, greater pressure on government spending, and reduced economic growth. And if you mention intergenerational equity, it will really impress the examiner. To explain this, you suggest that wealth and opportunities can be passed down through generations, making it difficult for some families to improve their economic position, leading the cycle of poverty to repeat. Yet you can evaluate this by using the same evaluation from poverty and deprivation, suggesting inequality can motivate individuals to work harder. And you can also suggest that education and social mobility policies can help break this cycle over time. Thank you for watching Academic Scope, and come back next time where we'll cover 3.4 for GCSE OCR Economics. Thank you for watching.